Hey guys, this is Julie with Julie on Books, and today I will be reading to you from the book All About Goals and How to Achieve Them by Jack Ensign Addington. We are going to be starting on page 109, the subchapter, The Technique of Visualization. When you go into an automobile showroom and evince some interest in one of the cars, the first thing the salesman does is invite you to get behind the wheel of that car. He encourages you to test drive the automobile. He wants you to visualize yourself as the owner of that automobile. If he can do this, the sale is practically made. Not everyone is able to think in pictures. Dr. Albert Einstein thought in equations. His wife said that every time he got an idea, he wrote down an equation. His pockets were filled with old envelopes upon which he had written figures. A musician may think in terms of sound and harmony. When it comes to goal achieving, fortunate is the person who thinks in pictures, for this brings abstract ideas into the realm of reality in the objective form. The technique of visualization is a very effective tool in attaining goals. One should visualize the desired result and then, after establishing a clear picture in mind, let go of all thought as to how the desired result will be attained. The subconscious mind begins to work on it, and ideas come from the source of inspiration deep within. These ideas are transmitted from the subconscious to the conscious mind. The conscious mind then takes the ideas that are presented and weighs them and accepts that which appears to be the most acceptable method. The goal achiever can then begin to move upon the goal, taking the necessary human footsteps. The whole mind works together to bring about the end result. Visualization is not just daydreaming. Visualization, to be considered a creative activity of the mind, has to have with it a desire to have that which is envisioned as fulfilled or attained. Daydreaming is a pleasurable thing, and it is the activity of mind whereby a person fantasizes but does not intend to have any fulfillment of the fantasy. The creative imagination is brought into play in visualization. Albert Einstein said that imagination is more valuable than knowledge. Visualization also includes self-image psychology. How does the person relate himself to the goal? Does he imagine himself attaining it, or does he imagine himself unworthy? Does he think of himself as a person who has talents and ability, one who is able to see things through, or does he envision himself as a failure, one who does not accomplish? Negative images can be reversed and changed. This is the beauty of mind at work. Nothing has to remain fixed. The only thing is fixed and certain is the perfect power within, which flows from an infinite source and which is all wise, all intelligent, everywhere present, able to do all things. Sometimes it seems like magic. Sometimes visualization works so easily it seems like magic. A young mother with a little 5-year-old daughter to support was living in a poor neighborhood in very unattractive surroundings. Something must be done, she thought, about finding a better place to live. Housing was scarce, and nobody wanted to rent to children, it seemed. She looked everywhere, and on the face of it, the prospect looked dismal. Then, her family invited her to come home for a visit, and she put the matter out of her mind. Time enough to face the problem when she returned. Feeling lighter than she had for days, she decided to take the train and make the trip an adventure. As the train pulled out of the station, she laid her head back on the seat with a sigh. Nothing to worry about for 3 whole days. And then she began to daydream. Without any stress or worry, she pictured the kind of apartment she would really like to have. In her mind, she saw it already. 1-story, bungalow type, just like a little house. Used brick with a planting box in front, brick fireplace, a little brick walk leading up to the inviting front door. A potted geranium on the front step. In her mind, she felt it was already hers. There was no longer any anxious longing, just a feeling of release and accomplishment. In this mood, she allowed herself to explore the interior of her dream home. It was just perfect. Knotty pine paneling on either side of the brick fireplace, even a plate rail for the antique plate collection. The master bedroom had a large walk-in closet, and the little girl's bedroom was all that she had desired for her. The colors were right, everything made to order. She opened her eyes, feeling happier than she had for days. It was just as if she had placed her order and could now forget about the whole business for the rest of the vacation. In fact, that was the last time she thought about the housing problem until they returned. When they came home, the answer was clear. Their lives took an entirely different direction. She felt a strong urge to move to another city. Everything seemed to work together harmoniously and effortlessly now, where before life had seemed an uphill push. She told me later that it seemed as if she was being pulled along by an invisible hand, walking through the footsteps that led to the fulfillment of her goal. When she got to the new city, she was drawn immediately to a certain area. It was as if she had been told to walk down a short street, a street that was only 2 blocks long. Neither she nor the friends who were helping her had ever heard of that street before. And there it was, the dream house. It was used brick with a planting wall and a red geranium in the pot on the doorstep. There were ruffled curtains in the window, just like she had pictured them that day on the train. The little brick sidewalk seemed to beckon her right up to the door. The apartment was empty and obviously waiting for a new tenant. She went next door to inquire. At that moment, a beautiful friendship began that lasted for years. The next-door neighbor said that the apartment was available, but the landlord had said no children. However, she said, when he sees your little girl, I'm sure he'll reconsider. Go see him. I'll call him and tell him you're coming. It all worked out as if it were meant to be. The landlord did make an exception. A happy home was established for this young woman who dared to let herself dream of the kind of home she would really like to have for herself and her little daughter. Shortly after they moved in, she found the perfect right employment. And that, she said, was a bonus. And that was from the book All About Goals and How to Achieve Them by Jack Ensign Addington. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.